In today's biased news, the final Epstein list is revealed, Netanyahu faces protests calling for new elections, and the Catholic Church will now allow the blessing of same-sex marriages. Recently unsealed court documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein case have stirred controversy and fueled conspiracy theories about influential figures associated with the convicted sex offender, including former Presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. The filings offer a more in-depth look at the individuals in Epstein's circle and provide an insight into the scope of his abuse. Among the prominent figures mentioned in the documents are Prince Andrew, Alan Dershowitz, Bill Richardson, and George Mitchell. Other famous names mentioned include Michael Jackson and magician David Copperfield, neither of whom are accused of any wrongdoing. There's also modeling scout Jean-Luc Brunel, with whom the Epstein accuser says she was forced to have sexual relations. Additionally, and most surprisingly, the name of the late physicist Stephen Hawking appears in a 2015 email from Epstein to Maxwell, where Epstein suggests offering a reward to disprove an allegation that Hawking participated in an underage orgy in the Virgin Islands. It's important to note that Hawking has not been accused of any crime related to Epstein as of now, though the context of the email creates difficult questions about his activities. The unsealing of these documents has brought Epstein and his powerful friends back into the public consciousness, raising fresh questions about the scope of their crimes and the general lifestyles of the super wealthy and powerful. In a handful of Gaza updates, the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in central Gaza was partially evacuated due to increased Israeli military activity. Approximately 600 patients and medical staff were forced to leave, with their whereabouts unknown. Israel has signaled readiness to end bombardment in northern Gaza, claiming to have dismantled Hamas there. However, they maintain that intense military operations are expected to continue in the rest of Gaza. The WHO canceled a mission to another hospital in northern Gaza for the fourth time, citing a lack of security guarantees by the Israeli army, who conveniently continue to refuse them. In the past 24 hours, Israeli attacks on Gaza have resulted in 73 Palestinians killed and 99 wounded. Notable casualties include the son of Al Jazeera's Gaza bureau chief and journalist Mustafa Thuraya. UNRWA has reported 142 of its employees killed since October 7th. Domestically, pressure is continuing to mount against the regime's prime minister and ruling fascist party. Protesters sat outside the Israeli Knesset demanding elections, showing a significant rise in dissatisfaction and mistrust of the apartheid regime due to the lackluster results of the war thus far, as well as the disregard for the lives of hostages. This is evidenced by both the indiscriminate nature of the bombing in Gaza and the outright murder of 3 hostages waving a white flag while trying to escape. These protests, and members of the war cabinet boycotting their meetings due to recent divisions, come as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken plans a stop in Israel following his visits in Qatar and Jordan, with the latter expressing opposition to forced Palestinian displacement from Gaza. In today's lightning round, farmers in Germany are causing widespread disruptions by blocking roads with tractors in protest of the government's plans to eliminate tax breaks on diesel used in agriculture. The demonstrations, part of a week-long effort, oppose the government's move to address a budget shortfall by abolishing a car tax exemption for farming vehicles and reducing diesel tax breaks. Despite a partial government retreat, farmers insist on a complete reversal of the plans. China has detained a foreign national, referred to as Huang, accusing them of spying on behalf of the UK's MI6 while heading an overseas consulting firm. The Ministry of State Security, or MSS, alleges that Huang, who started working with MI6 in 2015, provided intelligence and national secrets to the British. This development follows China's crackdown on international consulting firms. The MSS, traditionally low profile, has recently increased public communications, urging citizens to help combat foreign espionage.
5, 4, 3, we have ignition and liftoff.
The Vulcan rocket, a collaboration between Boeing and Lockheed Martin's United Launch Alliance, or ULA, successfully lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying Astrobotic Technologies' lunar lander Peregrine. Astrobotic aims to achieve the first private company moon landing, with the spacecraft scheduled to touch down on February 23rd. The mission's objective is to gather data about the lunar surface in preparation for future human missions. If successful, Peregrine would mark the first U.S. soft landing on the moon since the last Apollo mission in 1972. And in positive news for the day, Pope Francis has approved a Vatican document allowing Roman Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples on a case-by-case basis. The document stresses not subjecting individuals to exhaustive moral analysis and not requiring prior moral perfection. While the blessings won't be part of regular church rituals or give the impression of an actual marriage, the move is considered a significant step towards inclusivity. LGBTQ advocates view the decision hopefully, seeing it as a positive shift in the church's approach to queer individuals and allies. While the bar for the church is low, it's good to see them do the bare minimum occasionally. That's all for today. We'll be back on Wednesday with more news. If you appreciate the work we're doing, consider becoming a patron to support the show. All patrons get early access to analysis episodes, as well as an audio version of the news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.